Independent gubernatorial hopeful Shane Drake from Parsonsfield was in attendance at a Maine free fishing license weekend event in Wayne on February 13th to promote his run for the Blaine House in next year's election.
We're out here to support liberty, freedom, and kind of spread awareness about people of like mind coming together and just kind of enjoying freedom. So I have actually formally talked to the Secretary of State. I've gone through the motions in order to get myself kind of in the runnings. I will need to get 4,000 signatures come 2022. I have a few months to get that done, and so far I've been out and talked to a lot of people on both sides of the aisle, Republicans and Democrats, and so far the response has been actually overwhelming. And I think that honestly, if we just sat down like adults and no one person had the power to say, yes, you can do this, or no, you can't do that, and we didn't all rely on one person to tell us what to do, and we all sat around and had a group adult conversation, we'd be so much further ahead. So a lot of the control is the fact that we've given a lot of the control over our lives now with masks is because we've given a lot of the control over our lives in just general to the government. So people are often scared of going against that, especially if you become labeled as a nonconformist. Well, you've seen what happens. You know, they go after you at your workplace, or if your workplace decides to become non-compliant, they don't even have to make it a law. They can just threaten you with fines. They can just threaten you with, you might get in trouble. Or even so, if they can convince people to go after you personally on a personal level, they don't even need cops. They don't even need mandates, because now they have people out in public who are willing to do those things and go after you. And it doesn't even have to be at a state level.
Drake says the problem with the current two-party duopoly is that division is polarizing what should otherwise be productive conversation and debate in the arena of ideas.
There's this huge barrier of conversation, of dialogue that's not happening, where we say one thing, or people who are more liberty-minded and want to focus on their own personal freedoms and say, look, if you're scared, stay at home. Their voices are being blocked out by people who completely take that out of context and make it about something else. Now, how do we get out of this? I mean, to me, my ideas are we need to have more discourse, more debate, right? How do you cancel out a bad idea with a good idea, right? And we've got a lot of people in the state who are ready to, get fighting, and, they've got all these ideas about these fantastical ideas about civil war and stuff like that, which who knows where we're heading, right? Political climate right now is scary. And, if you listen to both sides are talking about these types of things. But I think that we need to have a battle of ideas, right? Which isn't happening in society. We don't have conversation.
You can connect with him via his Facebook page, Shane Drake for Maine Governor. This story and more in the print edition of the Fort Fairfield Journal. For WFFJ-TV, I'm Dave Deshan.